What I love most about Mi Gente is our community and how important it is to take care of our own.
Hey, it's Honey and Carolina. On our podcast, Life in Spanglish, we talk about how important being there for your loved ones is.
Pero también sobre lo importante que es tener a alguien dispuesto a apoyarte cuando lo necesites, como lo hace State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Aprende más en es.statefarm.com.
Between aging and busy lifestyles, many women struggle with maintaining their physical and mental wellness. At Aquavita Concierge Healthcare Services for Women, we can help you revitalize your health and reclaim your life. We start from within by balancing your hormones, allowing your body to achieve and maintain desired weight goals. We also specialize in peptide therapies, regenerative medicine, sexual health, and aesthetics in our state-of-the-art facilities. Feel better, look better, live better at Aquavita. Visit aquavitality.com and begin your journey today.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
And a good Tuesday morning to you from the Parmar Store studio. Welcome to the show. Anthony A. Train Harmon is our producer today. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text 304-935-5008. We're brought to you by the Thornhill Auto Group. Get ready to make the holidays bright this year in a brand new Ford with your name on it. Drive on down to the Thornhill Motor Mile. Slide into the driver's seat of a cutting-edge Ford SUV or a new F-150. Click or come by thornhillford.net or on the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 in Chapmanville. We do the show from the Parmar Store studio. If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. This week, Parmar opening up 5 stores, 4 in Ohio, 1 in the state of Virginia. That's their first one in the state of Virginia, as a matter of fact. Now, the Ohio stores open today in the communities of Worcester, Loudonville, Winesburg, and Howard, and the Virginia location is in the community of Lowmore. And also stop by your favorite Parmar location, pick up a world's best chocolate bar or a red stocking. When you do that this Christmas season, all the proceeds will benefit the Children's Home Society of West Virginia. And remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. Coming up on the show this morning, we are loaded up. Got a lot of news I want to get to. Yesterday, the heads of West Virginia American Water and Mountaineer Gas were under the dome speaking to an interim legislative committee. We're going to talk about that coming up a little bit later on. Also, there could be some news coming in the Kent Carper situation, the Kanawha County Commissioner. I'm going to try to get into that coming up a little bit later on. Plus, as always, your calls and texts are welcome. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858, or you can text me, the Fruth text line 304-935-5008. Also, Wednesday and Thursday, the Charleston Police Department will be doing their annual toy drive, teaming up with Astorgado for that. And on the second segment of the show today, we'll be joined by Lieutenant David Payne of the Charleston Police Department, and also we'll be joined by some folks from Astorgado to talk about that. All right, so now that we've set the stage for you this morning, welcome into the show Jessica Hall. She's the Director of Communications for Hospice Care in the area. Their 40th annual Love Light Tree Season is here. Jessica, good morning, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dave. Good morning.
Thank you for being here. Tell us about this program.
Yeah, so Hospice Care's biggest fundraiser is our Love Light season. Mm-hmm. People love it because we hang ornaments in honor and memory of loved ones, usually patients that we've had, but it can be in honor and memory of anyone. And we're celebrating 40 years this year with a 40th anniversary tree at Holly Jolly Brawley. Mm-hmm. And we also have our usual standing trees at Capitol Market, at the United Bank in the main lobby, and at the Hubbard House. So
people can just purchase a decorative item for the tree, or how does it work?
We actually have our own ornaments that we'll put in loving memory of your loved one's name on there. And we have paper ornaments at the market and at the United Bank. And we have a QR code ornament that's hanging on our Holly Jolly Brawley tree. So you can go right up to it, scan one of those ornaments, and make your donation right there. And we will go and hang your ornaments on our tree.
I mean, you can't beat that. I mean,
we do all the legwork.
It's real simple. And for 40 years, this has been going on. Now, obviously, you haven't been a part of it for 40 years. But I mean, do you know anything about the beginnings of this, about how it all started? Or
people patients that we've served and their families, they were looking for a way to honor their loved ones, especially around this season.
Sure, yeah.
Christmas sometimes can be a hard time if you've recently lost a loved one. Even if you haven't recently lost one, that reflection of the hole that they have left when you're celebrating with family can be hard. So the Love Light season is a way to just bring a little light and honor and remember and share stories about a loved one.
Talk about, again, we're talking with Jessica Hall, who's the Director of Communications for Hospice Care in the area. Talk about the overall work of Hospice Care.
So hospice is such a wonderful service. We are truly there to hold the family's hand, the patient's hand, to make sure that everyone has dignity and peace and comfort in their final times. That's not just, again, for the patient, it's for the families as well.
You and I were talking about this before the show. The families sometimes are in need of the collective hospice care work even more than the patients are. Absolutely.
And we are happy to provide it. We have counselors, volunteers, social workers, CNAs, nurses, physicians, and all of that is there to support the patient and the family. And in fact, our bereavement services for the family start before the death of a loved one and go full on throughout the year after the loved one has passed.
I'm very interested in that. Talk about how that works. Okay, somebody has been deemed, they always say hospice has been called in, or however you want to do the wording on that. What is said during those services? And as far as the preparation goes, trying to prepare the family for the loss of mom or dad or grandma or whoever.
Absolutely. So, when we talk about death, we often talk about the fact that people aren't necessarily afraid of dying, but they're afraid of the dying process. There's a lot of things that change in the dying process, mentally, physically, and it can be very difficult for a family to witness those changes in their loved one. So when hospice is called in, and hopefully sooner rather than later, because the sooner that we can get in there, the longer we have that support for your patient, for your loved one, and for the family. And we come in and we make sure that all the medical equipment that you have access to it all. We help with prescriptions, running errands. We help monitor comfort, and we have our social workers that can help with legal matters and helping with finding appropriate home care help if you need 24-hour care. Our counselors are in there to help families talk through grief. And in fact, our Wallace Center, we offer bereavement and counseling services to the entire community.
Talk about the Wallace Center.
So the Wallace Center, Wallace Grief and Education Center, is actually connected to our administration office there on the west side. And we host therapy and counseling groups throughout the week. Multiples throughout the week. And some of them are with families of patients who have passed, but they are open to the community. And in fact, we're often called in if there is a need at a school or a business. We'll be called in to help facilitate counseling there.
Talking again with Jessica Hall, the Director of Communications for Hospice Care in the area. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by General Hardware and Lumber of Winfield. Come check out their new contractor showroom, lumber yard, and more. They deliver service and quality right to your door. Don't buy until you get a quote from General Hardware and Lumber of Winfield. Getting back to the program here, the 40th annual Love Light program. This thing has just gotten so huge, Jessica, over the years. It's kind of become a part of the Christmas season with Holly Jolly Brawley and with everything else going on in Charleston.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's this time of year is it can be a hard time for people who have lost a loved one, but we have been able, just like we try and flip the idea of how you think about hospice. Hospice is about living to the max for whatever time you have left. It's about dignity and love and peace and comfort and celebrating life and affirming life. And we like to do our Love Light Tree season to help people find that hope and that love once again when they're remembering a loved one.
And where can people learn more about the program?
They can visit us at hospicecarewv.org. You can learn about all of our programs, including hospice care, palliative care, and our new home health program. They can learn about our events, including our Love Light fundraiser. And they can scan our QR code ornaments over at Holly Jolly Brawley.
I mean, that's just so cool to me right there. That again, when you bring the family out to Holly Jolly Brawley, you got the QR code. You just take your phone out and you can automatically make a donation.
And they know that the donation is going. We don't turn anyone away who requires our service. No one pays out of pocket. Most hospice is covered by Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurance. If there are expenses, they're all covered through our donations and our fundraisers.
Well, Jessica, again, Jessica Hall is the Director of Communications for Hospice Care. The 40th Annual Love Light Tree season is here once again. Give us the website again for more information.
It is hospicecarewv.org.
All right, Jessica, we'll talk again in the new year. Merry Christmas to you and your family and your coworkers. You folks just do fantastic work there. I mean, you really, really do.
Thank you, Dave. Merry Christmas.
All right, it's 9:17. Our text of the show, sponsored by Fruth Pharmacy. Check out the Fruth Pharmacy gift guide for great deals this holiday season. Find gifts under $10. Super savers, hot buys, brand new products for the holidays. Find gift sets for men and women, toys for the tots, cozy throws, quilts, and more. Shop locally. Shop Fruth Pharmacy. Visit in-store, online, or by phone, and try their curbside pickup service. Fruth has been your hometown pharmacy for 71 years. We're back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for supporting local small businesses.
Get ready to make the holidays bright this year in a brand new Ford with your name on it. Drive on down to the Thornhill Motor Mile during the Ford Black Friday Sell-A-Thon and tag yours at Thornhill Ford Lincoln. Slide into the driver's seat of a cutting-edge Ford SUV or new F-150 truck and feel the power of innovation at your fingertips. Be winter ready and gift-giving in style. We'll even wrap it up with a big red bow if you want. Hey, it's Sydney inviting you to come explore all that Ford has to offer with great options for your holiday travels and offers that will keep you smiling well into the new year. This ought to make your season bright. Click or come by. Visit us online at thornhillford.net and on the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 Chapmanville. Visit Thornhill for all details.
Are you seeking ways to enhance your company's IT workforce? Bridge the workforce skills gap with Bridge Valley's IT training. Elevate your business capability with custom-tailored IT training that empowers your employees with certifications, continued education, and more. The best part? Training is low to no cost to your company. Bridge Valley can also feed a steady stream of skilled graduates and apprenticeships with a 50-50 salary match while training. Visit bridgevalley.edu/apprenticeships today.
The future depends on teachers who are reinventing the classroom and starting their students on journeys that will change the course of history. Shape the future. Teach. Learn more and receive free support at teach.org.
Join us for spiritual nourishment every Sunday morning. Stay connected to your faith with community programming, inspirational music, and church services on 580 WCHS. Starting at 7, find solace and inspiration on the Voice of Charleston.
It is 9:19. The boss, Dale Cooper, is our producer of the show today. By the way, Coop and his lovely wife, Shannon, provided me with some cookies for Christmas. So I really thought when he came into my office and he brought me this nice cookie tin, I thought there might be a termination notice in it this morning. But he'd be the type that would fire you and say, here's a cookie. But no, he didn't do that. So Coop and you and Shannon and Essie, thank you so much for the Christmas gift. Fat-free cookies too, right? Just nod your head. They're fat-free cookies. So there you go. You believe that? Payne, you believe that, right?
Correct. I do.
The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you part by Brightway, the Maze Agency of Tays Valley. Buying auto insurance can be complicated. That's why you need a local person to look out for you. At Brightway, the Maze Agency, they can customize your policies and coverages you need and want. Call John and Sherry, 304-814-2509, or visit brightwaymaze.com. Tomorrow is day one of the Charleston Police and Astorg Auto of Charleston's Toy Drive. Rob King of Astorg Auto and Lieutenant David Payne from the Charleston Police Department are here. Gentlemen, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate you being here. One day away from the start of this thing, and you can jump in at any time if I get anything wrong here. Day one and day two, of course, both days at the Benny Keaton parking lot at 100 Collier Street in Charleston. Lieutenant Payne, let's start with you. Why exactly is the Charleston Police Department involved in this?
Well, it started really 4 years ago. We usually do Shop with a Cop. Mm-hmm. And during COVID, basically, we didn't have our FOP didn't have the funds to provide for that Shop with a Cop that year. So I basically went to the chief and said, hey, listen, I'd like to have a toy drive because I'd never want to go a year without providing toys for the kids. And basically, I said, hey, I would like to have a toy drive. I'd like to put our truck out and basically just collect toys. I was just thinking for just a few kids, and he said, let's roll with it. And basically, one thing led to another. I contacted some friends at Lowe's. During the Cassie Johnson funeral, I was sitting at the window of the Benny Keaton parking lot, and all our blue lights were on. So it reminded me of Christmas, and I was like, this would be a perfect place basically to have our toy drive because it just lit up so well. So I contacted Lowe's, some friends at Lowe's, and they provided some bouncy houses and some lights. At that time, Rob King had called me, and they said they had some money they'd like to donate.
This is from Astorgado.
This is Astorgado, correct. And that provided us the money the first year to kick this thing off.
How many years ago was this again?
It was basically 4 years ago.
4 years, okay.
Yeah, this is our fourth annual CPD Wonderland Toy Drive, and this is just expanded then. This last year, we were able to provide toys for 750 children. Yeah. And this year, we'd like to break that and hopefully provide 1,000.
I was going to say, just make it a round number, Payne. Just go correct. For 1,000, man.
Right. So it's really grown. And it's really our way of giving back to the community. That's why we provide the Wonderland for the kids to come. Everything is free there. We'll have bouncy houses provided by Quantum Sports. We'll have cocoa and treats for the kids. Santa will have a little present for the kids that come. And also, Chick-fil-A has provided us with 150 Be Our Guest cards for the first 150 people that drop off a new toy.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Let me bring you Rob King again from Astorgado. Why is Astorgado involved in this, Rob?
Basically, when
let me have you come a little bit closer to that microphone.
Patrol Officer Cassie Johnson, with her tragedy, our owner came downstairs and he was like, I want to do something to give back to the police officers. They're really hurting right now. So I got in contact with David Payne, and it's kind of grown from there. Mm-hmm. One of my good friends, Scott Ellis, who owns Elko Mechanical, he also always matches whatever Astorgado does.
Okay.
He kind of silently does an awful lot of stuff in the community, but he wanted to also provide, so each year we have that to start with, and then different people and clients all donate stuff throughout the process.
And you mentioned this, and I know I've known Lieutenant Payne for some time, but I know he's kind of a shy and humble guy when it comes to this kind of stuff. But you said to me, Rob, before we went on the air, that this was a vision that others had, including Sergeant Payne, and you guys at Astor Gear kind of just a conduit to help out with a little bit. But this is kind of his vision that you folks have gotten involved with and have grown it even bigger and better.
Oh, it's been fun to watch. I mean, it's from what we had at the beginning to each year, how many people he touches throughout the whole Christmas season to kind of bring joy in Charleston. I mean, watching the police on the truck, they drove around and took toys to people that were just walking down the street. It's one of those things that really still, in my mind, it was like that was fun to watch. I mean, it was a neat event.
Yeah, and did you ever think, though, Payne, when you started this thing, or when you guys got involved in this, you think, man, it just, I mean, you're talking about 1,000. That's your goal this year. I mean, heck, let's do 1,500 to 2,000 next year. Do you ever think it would get this big?
I didn't. I really didn't. Like I said, my goal was really to provide toys for more than 5 kids, basically. Mm-hmm. And I never really imagined it would get to this big. And it's just the generosity of the people in our communities that's really made this really grow. Everybody comes out and supports the event. And we're just really thankful.
Is West Virginia not the most giving place in the world?
It really is. Everything that we do, people really come out and support it, and we really appreciate that.
And I want to give a big shout out. I'm going to kind of break away from this for a moment. I'm going to give a big shout out to you guys, because this past weekend, I know it's an event that you do, the Charleston Police Department and others get involved with every year for the kids that are at Women's and Children's Hospital. And I saw that video. I think I saw it for the first time Sunday morning. Steve Bishop from our sister station V100 was involved in that. For the kids that are hospitalized at Women's and Children's, you basically light up the night for them. Talk about that.
Oh yeah, like Steve says, it's magical. We have officers from all over the county basically come together, and we put on what I call the lights of love. And we basically, this all started also during COVID, where we couldn't go into the hospitals, but we still wanted to show the kids that we appreciated them and really was rooting for them. So I decided to bring all the officers together. We did a lighted vehicle parade over the bridge. And at the same time, the Stern Wheelers Association provided the boat parade in the rear of the hospital so the kids in the back of the hospital could see. We dropped them off reindeer headgear, lights to shine back at us, and some coloring books. And they look forward to it every year. And Santa really has the best position. He says that you wouldn't believe the responses that he sees through those windows.
Yeah,
so it's really good.
It was amazing, and I've got that video posted because I think you guys had done it on the Charleston Police Department social media, and I shared it on Dave Allen Radio. And so if you get a chance, go back. I think I posted it Sunday. I think is when I posted it. Go back and take a look at that video, and you just see the entire Charleston area just lit up with these blue lights. You mentioned the boats that were out on the on the river, and this was designed for these kids that were hospitalized at Women's and Children's.
Correct. Some can't get out, and this is their only chance sometimes to see Santa up and close. And
yeah, I mean, because don't you literally lift Santa up?
Oh, we do. We hoist Santa up in the fire truck, and he's able to wave at every kid in the windows, and some kids can't make it to the window, and so and it really brightens their day. The parents really appreciate it. The staff really appreciates it. They look forward to this event every year.
I wanted to give you a chance to talk about that. Again, we're talking with Rob King of Astorgado and Lieutenant David Payne from the Charleston Police Department. Again, this toy drive, though, getting back to that, it's tomorrow and Thursday at the Benny Keatum Shrine on Coyer next to the Coliseum Convention Center. And I also want to give a big shout out to the folks at the Shrine Club. I know I have Chris Withrow. I had him on the show last week. They're just good folks there that are always constantly giving back to the community on things like this.
They are. They anytime we've asked them to use their lot, they've been very obligated. You know, they've helped us out every year, and they also had I believe Santa's coming to their lot. I believe on Saturday. I believe
they're having Santa's going to be busy in Charleston.
Yeah. So
and you I think I mentioned you said this last time that this toy drive just expands sometimes beyond Charleston. I mean, it just goes everywhere, right?
Oh, it does. We've seen we actually put the application up on Sunday. I had to pull it within 2 hours because it reached our point where we had to stall it until we actually saw how many toys we were going to actually receive. So, but people come as far as Fairmont. I saw in this application. So we go outside of really the county. You know, we will, if they'll come and get it, we'll provide toys for kids all over the state.
Yeah, I mean, it is unbelievable. Again, Lieutenant David Payne is here, Rob King also from Astorgado. So people are listening right now, guys, and they say, look, I want to get involved. I'm listening at work. We have so many people that listen to the station while they're working or they're doing whatever. My business, my family, my church, my civic group would like to get involved and help out in this. What can they do?
Well, if they want to donate a toy, of course, just drive by Benny Keatum through the lot. They can drop it off. They don't even have to get out of their car.
Wednesday and Thursday.
Thursday, correct, between 11 and 7. Also on those days, just let me back up just a little bit. Yeah. Tomorrow is the kickoff. We'll kick off at 11 o'clock. Santa's arrival will be at noon. We have the children from the Discovery Learning Center. They're going to come down and perform for Santa, and the mayor's going to be there, and our chief's going to be there, and they're going to drop off toys for Santa. So that's going to kick off tomorrow. But you can just drive through the lot. You can drop off your toys through our website or our Facebook page. There's a donation page there. You can donate. If you want to write a check, just make it out to our CPAAA, and in the memo, just put toy drive, or just give me a call, and I'll come by and pick it up.
Yeah, whatever it takes. And Rob, we'll go back to you to kind of close this out here. I mean, this is hats off to Astorgado for getting involved in this. I know you guys are all about community, and this is what good businesses do in the community, and that is give back.
Thank you. We really have tried to kind of just fund this event with David, and he brings you kind of in. So
whether you want to be or not, Payne's got a way that way.
But I'd like to see us go well past the 1,000 toys. I want him to kind of be able to open up the application process and it dwindle to where not many people are applying, so he doesn't have to shut it off. So we're going to figure out a way to grow it even bigger and make it even better so all the kids don't go without a toy.
Well, and getting involved in with our station is certainly a great way to do that, and we appreciate you guys for stopping by the program today to talk about it. I'm going to give you double time because I'm going to have you guys, I think a couple of you maybe will be on here tomorrow to talk about this as well, because when I first heard about this was something I thought, man, this is really, really cool, and there's no big there's no bigger backer of the police department than what I am and what all of our stations are here. I mean, from this station to all of our sister stations as well, the Charleston Police Department and all of our police agencies. You mentioned there's an involvement from the other agencies and the other municipalities in the county and the sheriff's department, whatever. Everybody just comes together to make this thing work, Dave.
For sure. Anything for the children, for sure. And we appreciate all you all's help.
Yeah. So now again, it's tomorrow and Thursday at the parking lot of the Benny Keatum Shrine on Courier Street, and it's the first 100 or 200 to get a Chick-fil-A gift certificate.
Correct. It'll be 100. The first 150.
150. The first 150 people that come through. So you got an added bonus there. You could even get fed for doing this. So get involved with this, folks. Again, if you're listening to us this morning and your business, your church, your civic organization, just you as an individual, your family, if you have the ability to be able to give back, I'm sure that they would love to have you. Give us the contact information again, Dave.
For myself, you can give me a call at 304-550-7069, or you can just visit our Facebook page. It's charlestonwv.police.
All right. Rob, always a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
What'd you guys do with Brown today, with John Brown? Where is he? Is he coming in?
Still sleeping.
Well, he was behind me. I drove the truck for our sister station, the Mountain, in the Hurricane Christmas Parade on Saturday, and he was actually behind me. On Saturday, and he was actually behind me. So he wasn't asleep then. I joked with you guys because he's a former Marshall basketball standout. Us Marshall people are still, glowing in the victory that we had over our arch rival Ohio University on Saturday evening. So maybe that's what he's doing this morning. But we'll have Brown probably on the show tomorrow. Rob, Dave, I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks a lot.
You.
All right. Again, that's Lieutenant David Payne from Charleston Police Department and Rob King from Astorgado. Thanks a lot, guys, for being here for Dave Allen Show. Hang out with me 1 second here, guys. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you part by Bridge Valley. If you're interested in improving your company's IT workforce, well, did you know that Bridge Valley offers custom-tailored IT training to bridge the skills gap? With Bridge Valley, you can train for little or no cost with a 50-50 salary match. Bridge Valley can also supply skilled graduates and apprenticeships for your company. Visit bridgevalley.edu/apprenticeships for more information. We'll take the break a little bit early. Dale Cooper's our producer today. The rest of the show is yours. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline, 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text, 304-935-5008. We're back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you looking for a technical job in the medical field? Generations is growing and looking to add on job-trained physical therapy techs to our rehab team. To apply, visit one of our 7 convenient locations or simply click on us at generationspt.com.
Get ready to make the holidays bright this year in a brand new Ford with your name on it. Drive on down to the Thornhill Motor Mile during the Ford Black Friday Sell-A-Thon and tag yours at Thornhill Ford Lincoln. Slide into the driver's seat of a cutting-edge Ford SUV or new F-150 truck and feel the power of innovation at your fingertips. Be winter-ready and gift-giving in style. We'll even wrap it up with a big red bow if you want. Hey, it's Sydney inviting you to come explore all that Ford has to offer with great options for your holiday travels and offers that will keep you smiling well into the new year. This ought to make your season bright. Click or come by. Visit us online at thornhillford.net and on the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 Chapmanville. Visit Thornhill for all details.
Thrive with 5 at the best community bank in the Kanawha Valley, Poca Valley Bank. Poca Valley Bank is now offering a certificate of deposit special, 10-month APY, annual percentage yield 5%. Take advantage of this great rate to grow your savings. For more information, stop by a Poca Valley Bank location today or call 844-782-2651. Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Certain terms and conditions apply. Rates based on minimum annual percentage yield. Subject to change without notice. Minimum deposit required of $10,000 of new money not currently on deposit with Poca Valley Bank to receive APY. Member FDIC.
This fall, experience the thrill of the open road like never before at Walker Chevrolet. Picture yourself behind the wheel of the all-new Chevy Silverado, conquering rugged terrain with ease and style. Fall also means that winter is coming, so try one of the new lineup of sport utility vehicles like Suburban, Tahoe, Traverse, Equinox, or All-Trax. They're perfect for those fall road trips and capable of handling those harsh winters, too. Walker has plenty of inventory in stock, both new and pre-owned, and they're still buying cars too. All makes and models are welcome at Walker, and they'll give you top dollar even if you plan to buy somewhere else. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and that's because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. So head to Walker Chevrolet for your next vehicle today and make this fall unforgettable. At Walker Chevrolet, in the shadow of the Interstate Bridge, just off the Nitro exit of I-64. Walker Chevrolet, making friends one deal at a time.
Elevators. You take them for granted until they let you down. If you're working to maintain a stellar reputation, then let me introduce you to DC Elevator. We want to work with you to make sure your people get where they are going. What could be better than a new company coming to the area and already having 45 years of experience? DC Elevator is bringing a new culture of elevator maintenance, repairs, modernization, and installation to West Virginia. Don't leave your people hanging. For a free consultation, call DC Elevator at 304-345-7222.
It is 24 minutes away from 10. The boss, Dale Cooper, is our producer today. Our phone calls to the show is service of Biggly Piggly Wiggly. When shopping at your Biggly Piggly Wiggly, be sure to join their loyalty program. You can save big at the gas pumps and throughout the store with their electronic coupons and free gifts on Fridays just for stopping by from farm to table. Biggly Piggly Wiggly, the best kept secret in Charleston. And the hotline numbers are open for you. 304-345-5858. The text line from Fruit, 304-935-5008. Looking ahead for the schedule for the rest of the week. Coming up on the show tomorrow, again, we're almost spend a little bit more time talking about this Charleston Police Department toy drive. I'll have some of the others from Astorgado and also possibly from the Charleston Police Department in on the show tomorrow. I just totally believe in this program. I don't normally devote something for 2 straight days, but I'm going to tomorrow. All right. So, because I just think it's a wonderful program the Charleston Police Department puts on. So I'm going to talk about that coming up on the show tomorrow. Later on in the week, let me see. On Friday, I do a thing on Friday called Friday Funhouse where I bring in a different guest host. This time around, I'm looking forward because I've known this guy for a long, long time, probably 20, 25, 30 years, but I've never actually interviewed him on the air, and he's certainly never done anything like this. Filmmaker Danny Boyd is going to be my Friday guest host, and I've known Danny for various things. He's an interesting guy, wonderful guy, travels all over the world, does films, but he's based here in the Kanawha Valley, and he is going to join us coming up on the show on Friday. Got some text to get to. We'll get to those here in a couple of moments. Some items from the news. I get text to the show frequently from people asking me if there's been any update as it pertains to the Kanawha County Commissioner Kent Carper situation. Now, you will recall that the Kanawha County Commissioner President, Mr. Carper, is accused being the key word, of exposing himself in public. Now, it all happened last May at Daniel Boone Park. A lady there had complained that a gentleman exposed himself while sitting in a van. Now, it's alleged that it was Kent Carper, and it was alleged that Commissioner Carper later sent an email to the girlfriend of the police officer who was investigating the incident and offered her a job. And that's been well documented. Everybody's seen that email by now. Again, we're talking about a situation that happened in May. Keep in mind, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But if it did happen that particular way, that just hours after this incident, that an email was sent in effect offering her a job, and it was transmitted electronically, there is the key thing there, and you don't have to be CSI to figure that out. That's how they get a lot of people on things, is when they put information on an email. And that's how it went out. Now, others have said, well, there wasn't even an opening. And, of course, the family of Kent Carper has talked about his health issues. And those health issues, by the way, have been well documented. And he's even talked about it. And family said there was some confusion and things of that nature. So, anyway, still, the story's still out there. And as I said, I frequently get texts to the show when people ask there has been an update. Now, there are some in the media. Mark Curtis, our friend from WOWK-TV 13, was one of the first ones that reported that there are some grand jury testimonies either going on now or have already and are expected over the next couple of days. Now, I was told by a fairly reliable source that Commissioner Lance Wheeler is expected to testify. And I also heard from a very, very reliable source that there could be some news breaking on the story perhaps tomorrow. Now, as I sit here at 9:40 on a Tuesday morning, as soon as I say that, at 10:30 something will come out. But as of right now, I'm saying that I have been told that there's going to be some news breaking on the situation coming up tomorrow. I can tell you that I have Kanawha County Commissioner Ben Salango scheduled to be on the show on Thursday. Now, this interview was set up a long time ago about something totally different. But just so happens that Ben Salango is going to be on the show on Thursday. So if anything happens as it is associated with the story, I will be asking Commissioner Salango about it. And Jeff and Brad, and of course the entire news team here monitoring the situation, will have more on the air and, of course, online if anything breaks. So that is the update there. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants, the only accredited commercial lab in West Virginia for asbestos and mold. Asbestos was banned in some building products, but not banned for all products in the U.S. Do not expose your family or workers to asbestos, mold, or lead paint. Get with Pinnacle Consultants. They offer real estate and environmental assessments for hazardous materials and air quality. Visit pinnaclecorp.net. That's pinnaclecorp.net, because what you don't know can hurt you. Text says, any updates on the 2 Charleston City employees who were paid for working 365 days a year? Also, any updates on the senior Charleston police officers racking up excessive overtime pay? No, I have not heard any updates on those stories, but if I do, I will be sure to pass them along to you. The fallout continues over the comments made by Secretary of State and gubernatorial candidate Mac Warner during last week's gubernatorial debate with Hoppe in Morgantown. Secretary Warner reiterated his claims that not only was the 2020 presidential election stolen, but it was stolen, according to Mac Warner, by the CIA. Now, as you may imagine, this story has now taken on a life of its own and has literally gone national. The Drudge Report actually picked up Brad McElhenney's story about this. And I was told yesterday that Sean Hannity of Fox News was also very interested in Secretary Warner's story. Could possibly reach out to him about being on the show. I don't know. That was a possibility as to some information I got last night. Now, Secretary Warner is standing by his claims. In fact, he will discuss that with Dave Wilson next hour on Talkline. Dave, of course, is in for Hoppe this week, and Secretary Warner will be on this show tomorrow. So he's not backing down from the statements. Matter of fact, if anything, he's going on the offense on these statements. As I said, nationally, this story has been picked up. Chief elections official of a state saying that the 2020 election was stolen by the CIA. And, he's got a story to tell about this, and he kind of dropped that on the debate with Hoppe last week. So, again, he's going to be on, I think, top of the show with Dave Wilson at 10:06. And then his folks reached out to me about coming on this show tomorrow. So you get it with 2 days for the price of one. Dave Wilson at 10:06 for Hoppe, and then tomorrow around 9:40, I think, is when I've got him scheduled to be on this show to talk about it tomorrow. Attorney General Patrick Morrisey, of course, who did not participate in the debate last week in Morgantown, is leading in the polls, and quite frankly, seems to be getting the bulk of the attention in this race, of course, because he's a front runner. I mean, he's the one that's raising the most money at this point. So, I don't want to try to. I have been involved with campaigns in the past. Never been involved with the Mac Warner campaign, but I have been involved in campaigns in the past. And you're always looking for something in a campaign that will make you stick out, especially when you have a crowded field like we have of Republicans, which would have been unheard of, this time 20 years ago. It would have been Democrats this time 20 years ago that want to be the next governor of the state of West Virginia. And you're looking for something that is going to make you stick out. Well, I think Mac Warner found it with this. I really do. And he's going to ride that pony. He's going to continue to ride it. So, again, he's kind of making the rounds statewide and nationally to tell his story on that. Now, Chris Miller, the auto magnate, he of the Dutch Miller family of businesses, I'm told is about to unleash a bunch of money for advertising after the first of the year. Editors note we'll gladly take some of that here at WVRC Media Charleston on the Metro News Radio Networks, Mr. Miller. Somebody told me one time, they said, talking about name recognition. And matter of fact, Howard Monroe, who does a show very similar to mine up in Wheeling, Watchdog, Howard Monroe was on the post-gubernatorial debate coverage that was on the network last week and on the website. And Howard Monroe said, well, up in Wheeling, not a lot of people know who Chris Miller is. Well, when you got that kind of money, they'll get to know you real quick. So it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see what happens after the first of the year. But again, getting back to Mac Warner, again, he'll be on with Dave Wilson next hour to discuss what has become this huge national story in his claim that the presidential election was stolen by the CIA. Mac Warner on with Dave Wilson coming up next hour as Dave substitutes for Hoppy this week, and Mac Warner will be on this show tomorrow. You know, Special Olympics embodies the true spirit of sportsmanship. It's not merely about winning medals. It's about being a part of a team, practicing and competing together. The joy and fulfillment that comes from these experiences are immeasurable as athletes find their confidence and their self-worth through the shared pursuit of victory. West Virginia Enriched, in collaboration with Huntington, invites you to witness the transformative power of Special Olympics. See a video highlighting the Special Olympics at facebook.com/580WCHS. Biggly Piggly Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. The text line for Fruth is 304-935-5008. Let me knock out a couple of texts here before we go to break, and then I want to get into this situation that happened at the Capitol. Yesterday, interim sessions are, of course, going on. The interim sessions are happening. And yesterday, the heads of West Virginia American Water, Mountaineer Gas, spoke to a legislative committee yesterday. Brad's got a full story on that at WVMetroNews.com, and I'm going to talk about that coming up a little bit later on. Where do I start here? Text says, at minimum, the email and the timing is bad optics, going back to the Kent Carper situation, and has the appearance of collusion. Let's see what the grand jury does. Disclaimer, this is not Greg Thomas as a texter. Just don't understand how a candidate with no personality is leading the governor's race. I get it. He's talking about Patrick Morrisey there. And Greg Thomas, of course, has made no secret on this show that he's not a Patrick Morrisey fan. Got to put two topics there together. Text says, I know all local Christmas parades were excellent, but a special shout out to Mayor Edwards of Hurricane for another great job and parade. Our family had a wonderful time. Thanks to all. Yeah, I mentioned I was part of the Hurricane Christmas Parade, driving myself and Shockley for our sister station, 987 A Mountain, Wild, Wonderful Classic Rock, and Mayor Edwards and his crew and Amanda and all of them, they do a great job in Hurricane. A little biased because I live there, but they do a great job. Text says, here's how goofy Mac Warner is. The CIA is infamous for overthrowing leftist socialist governments to install right-wing dictators, examples in the Middle East and South America. So Warner's saying the CIA installed a leftist president instead of a right-wing wannabe dictator. He really needs to lay off the lead paint chips. This texter texted that in yesterday. I don't know what the deal with Mac Warner and lead paint is. I work for the guy. I've never saw him ingest any lead paint. Text says Mac Warner's crazy, says the texter. Well, give him a chance to talk about it. Text says, don't give McCoy's lies airtime, talking about Mac. He blamed the Supreme Court for the January 6th violence. Dave, you know that he's alt-right. Tell everyone about it. Well, let him tell his story. Let him tell it himself tomorrow. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Meeks Realty Group. Discover the unrivaled expertise of Meeks, your ultimate partners in all things real estate, whether it's your dream home or that ideal commercial space. Meeks has you covered. Contact Rich the Realtor, 304-932-7488. Let Rich and the team guide you on your real estate journey. Take a look at their listings now at meeks.us. Going under the dome next. We're back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses care for your family.
Get ready to make the holidays bright this year in a brand new Ford with your name on it. Drive on down to the Thornhill Motor Mile during the Ford Black Friday Sell-a-thon and tag yours at Thornhill Ford Lincoln. Slide into the driver's seat of a cutting-edge Ford SUV or new F-150 truck and feel the power of innovation at your fingertips. Be winter ready and gift-giving in style. We'll even wrap it up with a big red bow if you want. Hey, it's Sydney inviting you to come explore all that Ford has to offer with great options for your holiday travels and offers that will keep you smiling well into the new year. This ought to make your season bright. Click or come by. Visit us online at thornhillford.net and on the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 Chapmanville. Visit Thornhill for all details.
Hey, it's Dave Allen for Parmar Stores, and yes, another holiday season is here. Now, you don't need me to tell you how hectic it all is with the shopping, the cooking, the decorating, family, and friends. Well, just remember your local Parmar store is here for you during the holiday season and year-round. From gas to groceries and all the other things you need or may run out of, Parmar has you covered. We are the official convenience store of Marshall University and of the West Virginia Secretary of Schools Activities Commission. Happy holidays, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
After years of decline, West Virginia's economy is finally on the rise, and it's been an all-hands-on-deck effort. A critical member of our state's economic development team has been Republican State Senator Glenn Jeffries. For decades, Glenn Jeffries has run a successful contracting business, creating thousands of good-paying jobs. Now, as chairman of the Economic Development Committee, Senator Glenn Jeffries works tirelessly to help bring new jobs to our state. Vote for more jobs. Vote for Republican Glenn Jeffries for State Senate. Paid for by the committee to elect Glenn Jeffries.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift.
Are you fascinated by the unexplained? Then you need to tune in to the award-winning program Weird Darkness on 580 WCHS. Hosted by Darren Millar, named as one of the best storytellers in podcasting, Weird Darkness brings you the best in lore, crime, paranormal, and unexplained stories, like unsolved mysteries with a dash of In Search Of. If you love a good mystery, Weird Darkness is the show for you. Tune in and join the millions of listeners who are hooked on the eerie and unexplained. Welcome, weirdos. Weird Darkness, Sunday nights at 11 on 580 WCHS.
And away from Tim, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you by Husson's Pizza. This month is your favorite Husson's. Get the special holiday pack. That's a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza, 10 breadsticks, 12 hot wings, and a 2-liter Pepsi, only $33.99. Find your local Husson's at HussonsPizza.com. Biggly Piggly Wiggly Hotline 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text 304-935-5008. Text says, Dave, I'm no expert, but it is a far reach to presume that a 106-year-old steel pipe buried in the ground may have become corroded enough to get penetrated by a burst water main. And again, this has to do with the situation on the west side. Now, yesterday, interims, of course, are continuing today at the Capitol in Charleston. Now, yesterday, among the highlights, and probably one of the most anticipated events, was when they had the presidents of West Virginia American Water and Mountaineer Gas, respectively, speaking in front of a committee of legislators. They both, the presidents, neither indicated that they had any idea that anything bad was about to happen with the situation. No warnings, of course. And neither had any idea that the water main break or the gas leak was as bad as it was later found out to be. Now, Brad McElhenney has an in-depth story about it at WVMetroNews.com. And one of those asking the most questions was Delegate and State Democratic Party Chair Mike Pushkin, who himself lives on the west side. And he was one of those, and he's talked about, he's been on a couple times since the gas situation happened on the west side. He's been on the show. Matter of fact, he's actually going to be on the show this Thursday to talk about it again. He was one of those that was impacted by the outage. The respective company presidents, Robert Burton from West Virginia American and David Lockett from Mountaineer Gas, Burton said that the exact line that malfunction was examined just hours before the break, which happened back on November 10th. Now, this whole thing was caused by an 8-inch water main that was installed back in 1989. And if you know anything at all about this sort of thing, and admittedly I don't, but I've been learning. I've learned more about water mains and gas since November 10th than I've ever knew previous to that. It was installed in 1989, and that is relatively young by water main standards. Now, the normal life expectancy, is somewhere between 80 and 100 years. And this one was installed in 89. Now, we got some information yesterday, and again, it's all included in a Brad story at WVMetroNews.com, that the first call to the water company that was recorded was around 1:50 in the afternoon of the 10th. And that crews from West Virginia American Water were on the scene making repairs by 5:30. Now, the repairs to the water system of West Virginia American Water were completed by the early morning hours of the 11th. And then when the gas company moved in, the president of Mountaineer Gas said that the gas company started receiving no gas calls. You know, people calling, complaining that they had no gas and they had no heat, the evening of the 10th, which was the evening of the break, with the first call coming from the Papa John's location on Patrick Street, as he said. And you know, folks, we've talked about this on the show in the past. Mountaineer Gas doesn't have an emergency alert system like some other utilities do. He, and of course, we've had Moses Scaff on the show in the past too, who's one of the higher ups there. And Mr. Scaff has been very, very forthcoming with the media, not only on this show, but other media outlets, television, newspaper, and also with Hoppy and the crew on Talkline. He said that their alert system is going door to door. Well, that seems efficient. Both the presidents yesterday said they will be working and cooperating with the State Public Service Commission on its general investigation. Now, President Burton said that the finger pointing needs to stop. Well, with all due respect to Mr. Burton, good luck with that, because that's part of it. That's going to happen. People going to people, and people going to talk. Now, Mr. Burton said as of now, more than 200 customers have looked into the company's offer to pay up $2,000 in damages. And he said so far that 26 checks have been written for an average of $1,600. Now, the president of Mountaineer Gas said 1,500 of the company's 2,100 customers on the west side were impacted. The company has offered a $75 credit on its latest bill for customers in the impacted area. And as of now, there are 2 class action lawsuits that have been filed. I mean, you know, and I've said this before, and I'm trying not to be critical of these utility companies, but these companies have to have, simply put, as people across the board have said, whether they're elected officials or whether they're just, you know, the everyday customer, they've got to have some kind of better alert systems, especially more than going door to door. I mean, my hometown, my little old hometown in southern West Virginia, the utility companies offer a texting service, and they have since I worked at the radio station there. And folks, I've been gone from that radio station for 10 years this February. Our little smaller utility systems in Logan County, West Virginia, offered a texting service as of about, as I said, I've been gone 10 years. They started offering this probably 2010, 2011, a direct texting service when these things happen. It isn't hard. Do better. Do better. Text says, Chris Miller, will he be doing his own ads like he does for his car dealerships? You know, that would be hilarious. I don't know. We'll talk to Chris Miller about that on the show soon. Hey, Dale Miller, thank you so much. Dale Cooper. Is that wrong Dale there? Dale Cooper is my producer today. Thank you so much. Dave Wilson in for Hoppy coming up. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM, 96.5 FM Charleston, and 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. He has arrived. That's the sound of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky being bombarded with questions from reporters as he begins his day of pressing congressional leaders for more funding to fight the war against Russia.
He will argue this is life or death for his country, but Republicans have shown no intention of backing off their demands. They are adamant they will not pass any additional funding for the fight in Ukraine without major changes to U.S. immigration policy. Some Republicans even opposed to any additional aid for Ukraine at all.
ABC Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce. Congress leaves for the holidays at the end of the week. Another border crossing is set to open in Gaza, allowing an aid that is critical to civilians. ABC's James Longman is in Tel Aviv.
Israel's come under huge international pressure to help ease the humanitarian.
Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.